CR101radio.com, podcasts, and more.
69. The Old Country Church. Much earlier in this century, Edwin Ford Piper wrote a moving poem about the old-time country church of the earlier settlers of the West. The people came in wagons, trailed by dust, and the men tie sweating teams to the much-gnawed hitching post. The church is simple and bare, and wild sunflowers alone surrounded the building. The landscape wavers in the shimmering heat. Piper didn't idealize the old church, nor its tired and drowsy people, nor the boys itching to get out and run a while. It's a little church the settlers come for miles. Half the trip for many is the pleasure of seeing other people and visiting with them for a while before and after the service. Piper concluded, "A little thing this church. Remove its roots, Ossa upon Pelion would not fill the pit." In other words, mountain upon mountain would not fill the void left by the country church. Piper was right. The country church is largely gone. Better buildings have taken its place, but their pulpits are too often occupied by men who do not believe the scriptures they were ordained to preach. Federal and state appropriations, millions for educational projects, better farmhouses, good farm equipment, these things and much more have made the countryside an easier place to live, and they have advanced farm productivity, but they have not been able to supply the faith and character which the old country church gave. Not all the mountains of appropriations and efforts can replace that which only the Word of God can give. As the psalmist says, "Except the Lord build the house, they labour in vain that build it." Psalm 127:1. The old days had their problems, but there was then a faith sufficient for coping with those problems. No one in their right mind wants to return to the past, but neither can man without faith have much of a future. The faith which makes a people strong today and assures it a good future is now lacking. I can recall a time when few farmers locked their houses. These were a rarity. Not too many years ago, the same was true in many California towns and cities. Homes were commonly left unlocked and were safe. Now the number of thefts in farm areas is increasing, and in many cities, people get sitters to stay in their houses, even if they're away only for a day or an evening. "Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain." Psalm 127:1. The truest safety of a people and its best watchman or police is a people obedient to God and His Word. The church was the title of Piper's poem. The Lord said of His church, not our piles of lumber and stone, that "the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." Matthew 16:18. The Berkeley version rightly translates "prevail" as "hold out." Now an evil world is breaking in and robbing us. Where Christ's church stands, the world cannot hold out or prevail against that power. The true church will break in and overcome the world. Which is your church? Christ's or man's?